Wellness begins where play, pleasure, and the parasympathetic meet. You were born to be you, and you were born to be well. Your body is always trying to find its way back to health. Now, here's the host of Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. And today I am going to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart. It's about safety, and it's about safety as a felt sense. Your body is always going through life trying to make sure you're safe. It's supposed to do that, right? We are born to try and survive and to thrive and to live. And so we are sensation machines. You can listen to my podcast 2 weeks ago about how we are literally here to experience life, to sense life. And then the body is here to make sense of all your sensations. That is the experience of being human. All animals, all plants, everything on this planet, probably in some way, shape, or form, is sensing life. It is how we take in 3D reality. And consciousness is running through us. It's the awareness that lives in us, with us, through us, and it is constantly experiencing life through us. And we have this sensation system that, others call the nervous system, right? I want to change the name to the sensation system because I don't want us to spend the next 5,000 years being nervous. Nervous as a language, as a word, implies that your nerves are hypervigilant, on guard all the time, because the underlying kind of belief is that there's one right way to be in the world, to sense the world, to see the world, to hear the world, to feel the world, to speak the world. But there's 7 billion people on this planet, my friends. There are 7 billion sensation systems in humans alone. And this human, I've talked about in other podcasts, I like to say we are humanoids because we have trained our brains to see the human organism. And what an amazing ecosystem this human being is. But we live with trillions of microbes. Those are those teeny weeny bacteria that are sensing their world in our world. They are in our noses, our mouths, on our skin, in our intestines, in every crevice of our body. And there's way more of them than us. So they're sensing life. Is it safe or unsafe? The amazing thing, which is fascinating to me, right, is we eat, and those proteins that we eat that are so important. And where do you get protein? You get protein in animal protein like muscle and organ meats. We get protein in soybeans. We get protein in nuts, in other legumes. There's casein and whey protein in dairy products, right? Goat's milk and cow's milk. Nut milks have some protein. Tempeh, which is fermented soy. Pea protein is a big one. So proteins are these long chains of amino acids. So in our bodies, we digest these long proteins and make them into amino acids. Those are things like tryptophan, glutamine, glycine. My brain, of course, is doing blanks right now, but the microorganisms in your body sense the proteins, and they do the digestion for us, and they break those proteins into amino acids. And then those amino acids get made into neurotransmitters for those neural networks. What are the neural networks for? There to help you sense life, right? So the microbiome literally makes sure we have serotonin that lifts our mood. They make sure we have dopamine. So dopamine comes from tyrosine. Serotonin comes from melatonin. Melatonin is our sleep. Melatonin we think of for sleep. And then sleep, if we sleep well and we have melatonin, we're going to get serotonin, which gives us a good mood. Dopamine makes us motivated and like, let's get up and go and move and do things in the world. Glutamine is critical for the safety in the gut to keep gut cells together so that food particles actually stay in the intestinal tract, not inside our blood and our organs. We only want the food once it's digested into the teeny, microscopic molecules of amino acids or carbon and hydrogen and sugars and fats. We want the molecules that are teeny weeny and digestible to cross, and food particles with bacteria that might be foreign bacteria are supposed to stay out in the intestinal tract. So glutamine is really important for that. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because our bodies are sensing life, sight, sound, taste, smell, touch, pressure, temperature, and trying to determine all the time, am I safe? Am I not safe? Am I safe? Am I not safe? It's a felt sense from all those neurotransmitters and from comparing what I'm feeling now to what I have felt before. What I'm feeling now to what I have felt before. So our brains are literally in survival mode 24/7. Am I safe? Am I unsafe? Am I safe? Am I unsafe? That's the job of our survival brain. Now, some would say our survival brain is our reptilian brain, our emotional brain, our lower brain. But my friends, that lower brain is doing really important work for your higher brain because it's keeping you alive. It's keeping you alive. And it is having to sense all the senses, take in all that information, and sort it. It's like, imagine going to school for the first day of first grade, and they gave you all the textbooks and all the knowledge that you'd ever have from first grade to 12th grade on day one. Where do you even start? The brain is overloaded. There's so much information. I don't know where to start. Think about how we live today. We have more information in this cell phone than thousands of years of data, that people like. The information overload right now is overwhelming. And what do your brains have to do? They have to interpret all the information coming in instantaneously. Safe, unsafe, safe, unsafe. So the brain works really, really, really hard. The whole neural networks are constantly asking the question, am I safe? Am I unsafe? And with that, the way they figure it out is They have to delete information because there's too much to come in. And we all know that if we're taking in too much information in a day, we feel like our brain is fried and we need a break. Well, it is fried. It needs a break. We do not want to be overloading our system all the time. So we delete information. We distort information because the brain has patterns. Neurons that wire together fire together. So there's a lot of information coming at us. It's all, imagine it's just pixels like snow on the TV, right? And the brain has to make patterns from the information. So what comes up for me is a baby is born and the baby doesn't have the patterns yet of sight. It's lived in a dark cave in its mother's womb. It's lived in water. The sensation system in its body is floating in water. It is a fish in a fishbowl, my friends, floating in water. Have you ever lied on a raft in a pool, been on a boat and just let the water rock you? Does it take you back to a felt sense of safety when the water is calm? That is because your sensation system remembers the safety in the womb. I don't have to worry about when my next meal is coming. I don't have to know how to breathe fast or slow. I don't have to worry that people are going to drop me or leave me, or I'm never alone. There's always this voice. There's always this heartbeat, ba-bum, 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 mine and my mother's. So there's this incredible safe cocoon in the womb. Oh, I like that. A cocoon in the womb. We're growing our bodies without our brain talking to us, without as far as we know, the consciousness, we can't remember the consciousness. If we're having self-talk in the womb, none of us really remember that, right? We're not directing traffic, grow 5 toes today, grow 5 fingers tomorrow, now a heart, now a liver, now a lung. We are being, and these beings are cocooned in our mother's womb, feeling safe, trusting that the food is coming, the water is present, our body pees. There's no real digestion going on because there's no food. It's the nutrients are all coming in through those umbilical cords. So we have this intense felt sense of safety. Now I'm going to go back to that in a minute after break. And then all of a sudden we're birthed into a completely new fishbowl from this felt sense of safety in a water bath to taking our first breath. Oh my God, where have I landed? It's like, UFO, flying object in a new world. We literally landed in a new world on Earth. The minute they cut the cord, we're on our own. We're on our own and we don't know what we're seeing. We're seeing pixels. We're seeing potential colors. We're seeing waves. We don't know. We've never seen any of this before. But we've heard the sound of our mother's heartbeat. We've been taught that we've heard the sound of her heartbeat, the sound of her voice. And there's a felt sense, probably. So you take this baby, literally, hypervigilance. Oh my God, I just died. Where did I go? And then the mother puts the baby to her breast, which is right by that heartbeat. And the baby can hear the voice. And so that heartbeat ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Oh, I've heard that before. The sound of the voice, I've heard that before. And all of a sudden, hopefully, the felt sense of there is another human that I've heard before. I've heard these sounds before. Can I calm my body? And perhaps those first sucking on the nipple of birth, when they all of a sudden this nervous system that is hypervigilant, I'm not safe, I've just left the safety and in an unsafe place, and we learn to settle down. And on that note of unsafe to safe, we're going to take our first break. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, your witchy doctor, your change advocate. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. Come right back to learn more about the felt sense of safe versus unsafe.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. I want to remind you that it is called Your Healing Playground because we heal through play. If you like this podcast, I invite you. You'll probably love my book, Your Healing Playground. When we play, when we experience life, when we consider work as play, life as a playground, then the nervous system, the sensation system actually gets to relax in safety. And today, my whole podcast is about safety, because being safe in your body is a felt sense. Your human cells, your human brain cells are constantly scanning your environment, everything you are taking in via your sensations, to decide, do I have to fight, flight, freeze, or please another human or another animal? Or am I safe? Am I safe to rest? Am I safe to digest? Am I safe, rest, digest, relax, and reproduce? So we have two competing nervous systems, or that was what I was taught, that we're competing. We're fighting flight, freeze, or please. Put up your dukes, fight for your life, run, play dead, fight, run away, or fight, freeze, play dead. Animals play dead so they don't get eaten. Or please, I do everything that person says. I listen to my master. I obey so that they don't hurt me. I follow the rules so I don't hurt me. So when I'm in fight, flight, freeze, or please, I am doing something. I am very much scanning, hypervigilant, constantly on guard to make sure I'm doing life right so I don't die. It is about staying alive and surviving. And guess what? That sensation system trying to keep you alive? Brilliant! Brilliant! It wants you to be here. It wants you to live. Love that part of your body and your felt sense. And recognize we were taught that there's a competition between the two systems. The other system, rest, digest, relax, reproduce. I'm going to say it again. Rest, digest, relax, reproduce. That is how to be present in your body, how to play in your body, how to experience everything life has to offer and savor life, how to experience beauty and wonder, curiosity, awe, the magnificence of this body with just like I am thriving on this planet. I am thriving in this experience that I am playing with, which is called life. And I love it so much that I want to reproduce and gift this experience to another. I want to reproduce and gift more beauty, more wonder, more just deliciousness to a partner, perhaps, to make a baby and experience life through the eyes of another. So we have competing, in a sense, drives: survival, reproduction. Now, one is survival for yourself. The other is survival for the species that is humanity. And both are really important, right? If our species doesn't survive, there's no more humanity. So we have these two different drives, two different purposes, if you will, in this one body. Now, the way the bodies are made, I like to say, we've been taught, because we've been taught a point of view from thousands of years ago that life is survival of the fittest, that life is a competitive game, and the strongest and the smartest wins. I disagree. I have spent my life with curiosity, and we're entering into a time where science is changing, science is expanding. And what we've learned, what did I say about the brain? It distorts, it deletes, it distracts, and it literally takes in information and makes up a story. And it only takes in information. Well, it takes in all the information, but what it gives you in a lot of ways is information that is constantly confirming your point of view. So in the world we live today, we have lots of news channels, and we can choose from gazillion news channels. We can choose from gazillion social media channels. When I was growing up, the news, there were 3 stations in America, and the news was not about making money. The news was a service project of the networks. And the news was required to show multiple points of view. It was not allowed to be an echo chamber of one point of view. Your brain loves those echo chambers. Your brain wants to confirm that everything you've learned before that kept you alive from day of birth to today, well, that worked. It kept you alive from day of birth to today. So let's stay exactly like that because that worked for you. And so we allow in information that is constantly actually proving to the same sensation system that we're right. And every time we're right, the sensation system gets a little energetic boost. Dopamine, motivation, oxytocin, a hug, serotonin, a boost of mood, and endorphins, a little less pain in the body. And so literally, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy that what we take in is filtered to prove our own story of reality. So the men who wrote the textbooks and told us that we are competing to win at this game of life, well, they were competing. They thought there was limited resources. They thought that we had to be bigger, better, stronger than animals, bigger, better, stronger than plants, bigger, better, stronger than people who looked different from us, people who thought different from us. And so this worldview was tribal. And you know what? If you're born into a tribe and you are a helpless individual on day of life number 1, you are going to want to survive in that tribe. And if surviving in that tribe means conforming and doing life the way everyone else does life, they're going to take care of you. So for thousands of years, we were fighting for food, fighting to find water, struggling for shelter, and staying in that tribe from babyhood to, mid-teens and onward. It was a collaborative effort to stay alive. We were really struggling to survive. So staying alive was actually collaborative. If I got along with my neighbors, they're going to help me survive. If I pooled my resources, not only if I had food to share with someone else, they may be better at taking the skins of the animal and making clothing for me. So they're going to keep me warm. I'm going to feed their bellies. So we're not competing in the tribe. We're collaborating in the tribe. But we had this belief that people outside the tribe were dangerous. And instead of staying curious and going, my tribe does life this way, how does your tribe do? We were so ingrained to believe the patterns of our thinking. My tribe must be right. It was my sense and nonsense. If you did life different, I didn't like you. I'm going to fight you. I'm scared you're going to take away my food, my water, my air, my animals, and I'm going to fight or flight. And so we lived in a hyper vigilant state just to stay alive. We collaborated with those very close to us who were trained to believe that the way we did life was correct and the way everybody else did life was wrong. My sense, nonsense. What about nowadays? More information, more communication, more awareness of collaboration. My sense, your sense, you do life different. Can I learn from you? Maybe you do life better. Maybe you know things that I don't know. Maybe you have a different felt sense in this planet. Maybe living in your community with your weather, with your crops, with your animals required a different way of getting along. So, my friends, can we change this sensation system now to a sense of collaboration? And if we collaborate, we're safe to be in these amazing bodies, and we relax this nervous system, this sensation system, to be present to the beauty, the wonder, the awe, and even the reproduction. And so we've been trained to be hypervigilant, but there's also another way to be in this world, which is collaboration. And we're going to take our next break just on that. Safe, unsafe, compete, or collaborate. It's time to collaborate. We're taking our second break. You're listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith on the Inspired Choices Network. Come right back. I'm going to do an exercise so you can experience safe, unsafe in your body.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. Don't forget, you can get wisdom from the podcast in book form. Your Healing Playground is out on Amazon and yourhealingplayground.com. And you can, if you like the wisdom or the information that I try and share with you week to week, please share this podcast with your friends, subscribe, leave a review, get this information out to the world. I'm doing this really because I just want the world to play and be healthy. And today I'm talking about a subject near and dear to my heart. It's about safety and what it means to be safe and unsafe. And as a fertility physician, I know that when this body, this felt sense of safety is heightened, instead of the competition, hypervigilant nervousness of am I doing life right, and thinking and overthinking, the body actually can regenerate cells. It can heal. When you were in the womb growing, exponential growth from one cell to this incredible human organism, you were that parasympathetic rest, digest, relax, and reproduce. That safe sense was much greater than the hypervigilant sense, and you grew yourself without the tyranny of the brain. When you allow yourself to notice, am I safe right now? Am I alive? Am I okay? Am I safe? The body actually has a felt sense of safety, and that's when healing occurs. Your body has incredible ability for self-healing. And we want to be in that state more for reproduction, but also healing the body. So what determines safe and unsafe? A lot of it is a felt sense that becomes a story in the brain. Am I safe? Am I unsafe? But there are other factors. So your DNA plays a role. There are folks who have different DNA, and that different DNA metabolizes those neurotransmitters, those chemical signals that I told you about before that tell your body safe, unsafe. When you make epinephrine, which is, or noradrenaline, adrenaline, when you make cortisol, those are the stress hormones. Those are signals to the brain, unsafe, get up and go, do. There are folks whose the metabolism of those chemicals is slower. So if they're startled and they're living in hypervigilant state, it takes longer to calm their body down. So your DNA plays a role. Your epigenetics, that is which DNA is turned on and off, which stories are turned on and off. And so if you grew up in a community that needed to be on guard because it didn't have safety, if you were born into a mother who was always on guard because she didn't feel safe, the DNA in you is more prickly. It's like a cactus and it's prickly. Its DNA is primed to see unsafe before safe. So sometimes your sensation system is primed a different way, and it will be more work, more play to actually get yourself to back to that more safe being. Now, on the other hand, you might be in a loving community where the mother felt extreme safety, extreme warmth, extreme trust, and was very relaxed in a being sense. And so you came out of the womb relaxed, trusting, surrendered, because you trusted either a higher power or your mother, right? So your before you even left the womb, your sensation system was primed from epigenetics for how to feel. Then there's family dynamics. Is everything in the home calm and safe? Are the rules clear? Or are the rules muddled? Are the parents, if their sensation systems are rocky, if they don't know how to control their emotional state, then you don't know which human is around, one that doesn't want to be bothered by children or one that is very loving and forgiving. And so again, you are negotiating. I need to belong. I need them to take care of me. I need them for air, for food, for water, for shelter. And so you are learning the rules of your home. Now, the body has a felt sense. I'm doing this outside because if you are safe as a human, just like plants, we need sun. We are life force in human form. Plants are life force in plant form, but we're all made of the same molecules, those bacteria. We need full spectrum sun. It says We're outdoors. We're not hiding from a predator indoors in a cave underground because there is a tiger outside and we are fighting for our lives. So having sun first thing in the morning tells your nervous system, this sensation system, I'm alive, I'm breathing, and I'm outside. I'm not living in a cave underground. When we go to bed at night, we used to come together as human organisms and have a fire at night because it got dark. We would tell stories of the day. We would express ourselves and let go of all the scary things that happened in a trusting circle before we went to bed. And so red light at night, fire, tells our nervous system it's time for bed. Walking at sunset tells our body, guess what? We're getting ready to go to sleep. Now, when we lived in small communities, tribal communities, the sunset told us when to go to bed. And we, in the tribal communities, everybody had different times to go to bed. Babies went to bed early. The elderly went to bed early. The elderly rose early. The teenagers go to bed late, wake up late. There's always someone on guard and awake. So our body clocks actually have different sleep cycles. Okay. Food. If you get enough food in your belly, you know you're safe to have food, but ideally you stop eating early enough so that you rest and digest your food before you're asleep, so that when you're asleep, your brain cleans out. And the body needs not to be digesting food while you're sleeping. So you clean the garbage of the day via dreaming, right? So you need water, you need food, your self-talk. If you're yelling at yourself all the time, you've internalized the voices that were unsafe in your childhood, and you're no longer safe. If you are a child and you get to play a lot and you're creative and you're drawing, you're putting your energy into creativity and hobbies and growth, curiosity, expansion. That also tells your body you are safe to be in your body and not be hypervigilant, always looking for safety, air, food, water, shelter, right? So it's, again, a felt sense. If I'm allowed to sit and color, if I'm allowed to sit and breathe, if I'm allowed to touch myself and feel the hug, or sit with another human and be touched. Touch is a huge thing that tells you you're safe. If someone is in your ear telling you, I love you, you're kind, you're beautiful, you're lovely, you're exactly the way you're supposed to be, the body knows to feel that. And so we want to give these signals to ourselves regularly. We want to express ourselves. If we have theater and we express fright, or we express sadness, or we express joy, and we are allowed to express it, it leaves our body and someone witnesses and says, you're okay. Look, you've made it through. That tiger was chasing you all day, but I'm with you now. You're safe. You can cry. You can laugh. You can emote. You escaped. You are allowed to go back to being. And that tiger may be a test. It may be your boss. It may be someone in your home that is scary to you. If another person sits with you and lets the emotion, the energy and motion be released, your sensation system gets rid of it. It recycles the energy so you can go back to tuning into the frequency of safety and not unsafe. So being seen and heard and witnessed and allowed to experience life in whatever way you need to, and then express it and go back to a felt sense, is how we get back, how we collaborate with others to readjust the thermostat of your sensation system back to safety. We're going to take our last break. You're listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network, and I'd love to help you feel the emotions of safe and unsafe, to recognize that you get to choose how your sensation system feels. Come right back, and I'm gonna try and do a little exercise when we come back from break. Let's go to break.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer. This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You're listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. I've been talking today about how safety is a felt sense, and you can train your body to feel safe or unsafe. So I'm going to play with this exercise for you to feel safe and unsafe. Recognize I only have a limited amount of time. You may not have safe and unsafe completely merge when we're done. Take it offline. Reach out to me at drtinaplays.com. Come to my masterclass on Wednesday, and we can play with this again, where you can learn how to choose to feel safe in your body. So right now, what I want you to do is close your eyes, take a breath in and out, and close your eyes and feel unsafe. Thoughts, images, emotions, body sensations. Really go to a time in your life when you felt unsafe. Allow your body to experience lack of safety, lack of safety, lack of safety, and then express one word or two out into wherever you are. Whisper it if you're at work, but say a word that embodies unsafe. And then breathe it in, breathe it out, let it go. And allow your brain now to experience safety. Really allow safety to feel. Trust, safe, surrender, touch, feel safe. Thoughts, what are thoughts that go with safety? Emotions that feel like safety. What is the body sensation of safety? Thoughts, images, where are you when you're safe? Thoughts, images, emotions, body sensations of safety. Feel safe. And say something about it. And then breathe it in, breathe it out, let it go. And allow unsafe to be present. Go back into unsafe. Thoughts, images, emotions, sensations. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. And say something out loud about it. And then breathe it in, breathe it out, let it float away. And feel safe again. Safe, safe, safe. Allow your body to feel safe. And say something about it. And let it float away. And feel unsafe. What is unsafe? What is unsafe to you? Allow unsafe to be there, constricted, tight. fight, flight, freeze, please, unsafe. And say something about it. And then breathe it in, breathe it out, let it go. And now, once again, we're at safe, 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 safe. And say something out loud about it. And then breathe it in, breathe it out, let it float away. And now, my friends, breathe in, safe, unsafe, unsafe, safe. Feel them both together at the same time. Safe, unsafe, unsafe, safe. Experience them in your mind, in your body simultaneously. Feel safe, unsafe, safe, unsafe. Bring them up together. Bring them up together simultaneously. Feel them, feel them, feel them. And then breathe that in, up, down, let it float away. Notice if they're far apart or they're a little bit closer together. And I'm going to speed up now. Feel unsafe, 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 and say something about it. And let it go and feel safe, 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 and say something about it. And then let it go. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Say something about it. Safe, safe, safe. Say something about it. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Say something. Safe, safe, safe. Say something. And bring them up together simultaneously. Safe, unsafe, unsafe, safe, safe, unsafe, unsafe, safe. Really experience them together in your body. Feel them at the same time. Feel them at the same time. And just let the brain get a little confused and a little confused. And my friends, I'm going to stop the exercise because we're getting close to the end and I want to summarize, but I invite you to go home and experience safe over and over, and then alternate with unsafe, and then alternate back and forth 3 times, and then together 3 times, and then together. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I invite you that you might get to that felt sense that your body can choose at any moment in time. Am I safe or unsafe? Am I in a life or death situation where I need to be fight, flight, freeze, or please? Or is that just a habitual pattern of behavior and it's really not life or death? But the child in you, the 3-year-old, the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old is scared. And can you reparent that child, love on that little child, that little one that felt unsafe, and remind yourself, wow, I'm not really in a life or death situation. Even if my boss fires me, I can get another job. Even if my spouse is mad at me, we can discuss it later. Even if I'm a child and the teacher yells at me, I remember all the things I got wrong, not the things I got right. I learned from failure and mistakes, and they did not destroy me. They grew me. I became bigger, better, stronger when I sat with things that went wrong. Am I really disliked, or is that something that someone told me and it's not true? Do I have people who tell me I'm okay? So I invite you. You get to choose always in this felt sense. Can I withdraw from the community that's telling me I'm unsafe and find a new family, a new set of friends, a new community that loves me? Can I get curious that the way my family did it, I had to follow their rules, but there are other rules in other families. Maybe I can live with them. When we come together in dating relationships, we're mixing 2 different families of ways of behavior. Can we collaborate with curiosity and say, my sense, your sense, you do life differently. I'm okay, you're okay, we're both breathing. Let's be safe together. Let's remember that every stranger is just a friend we haven't met yet. And we don't have to fight them with guns drawn. We can come out and garden together and build a new world where we're
If you
all
felt
safe.
something move today, a molecule, a mindset, or your mood, that's healing. Your body listens to your stories, your thoughts, your breath. So speak to yourself with kindness. Play with curiosity.